Attention, all curious minds, innovators, and trendsetters. It's time to pause, lean in, and get ready for an extraordinary journey as we dive deep into the fascinating realms of life, technology, entertainment, and business. Let's explore, learn, and grow together. Brace yourselves, for the next thrilling episodes of Hipther Talks is about to take off. Counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
Hi everyone, Zoltan here. We're back again with Hipther Talks. This week we are still sticking to our financial talks because we do love fintech. And as you've seen this year, about 45% of our talks have focused on the payments and banking industry, especially the fintech part. So today I have Alex Marginean, CBDO at Delos Financial. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Alex. Nice to have you here.
Thanks very much. Hi, everyone. Yeah, it is Delos. There is a small story behind that. We are becoming one of the first EMIs in Greece. So Delos is a lovely island just off Greece there. So we've taken that to the core of our branding, basically.
All right. So one of our event marketing coordinator is from Athens. So
nice.
She must probably know the island.
Yeah. Part of our licensing process is that we have to have an office in Athens. So we've got the best and brightest. We've got 5 people in office there. So exciting times, basically. Yeah.
All right. So I'm really happy to have you here because it's not many times and often that I speak to somebody who can share with us the story of the early stages of our banking company. So before we dive into the questions, Alex, let's just walk us throughout your career and how you got started and how you ended up at Delos.
Yeah. Okay. Well, a lot of my friends, for their sins, got into the online gambling space. So many years ago, they got into iGaming. And they're all now in sort of very well, good, decent positions within these companies. So they're in M&A space or COOs, CEOs. And I was a little late to the sector. So the only sort of gap in that market was someone who to do the financial side of things. So I had a lot of good contacts, but no one was doing the payment side of things or the banking side. So 4 or 5 years ago, I started working at various payment gateways in the space, just learning my craft. Very fortunate to those who helped me then. And then just due to they had a very steep learning curve, I should say, because a lot of these gambling companies are global. They have very intricate payment needs. And some of them, tread quite a fine line around regulation, right? So it was a very steep learning curve, one I'm very thankful for. And then, so I just went on that journey working for several different gateways. And then Delos, I met my now partner, Mark, and we actually built this platform to service our own clients. We have a series of very amenable investors, I should say. And we were very fortunate to launch with 25 clients. So we built the platform with them in mind. And we're now at the position where we can go to the wider market with it, basically. So that's how we came to Delos.
All right. So for somebody who has been in the gambling industry since 2008, I can tell you, you are not late, my friend. The best part is about to begin, actually.
I agree.
All right. So what were the most significant challenges you guys faced in the early stages of establishing your banking company, and how did you guys overcome them?
Well, the tricky thing, obviously, for any banking or financial product is having the relevant licensing. So that is costly, takes time, and also deciding in which jurisdictions you want to do that. So we currently have 5 financial licenses with a 6th in application. But my partner, Mark, is the intelligent one. We're very fortunate that we managed to sort of stitch that together, and he did some brilliant work there. So challenges included trying to service those global relationships and figuring out from which countries it was best to do that. We've landed on Greece as our primary home, but we've got licensing in Canada, Lithuania, Costa Rica. So we're really trying to make sure that we can stay ahead of regulatory changes, and make sure that we're able to, facilitate these flows. So that was a big one. Obviously, recruitment. We've looked for some experienced team members there because, especially, we're priding ourselves on what we say is digital institutional banking. So trying to bridge that gap of old world banking and the new brave world that gambling often pushes. We're at the forefront of a lot of tech, and so we're just trying to bridge that gap. There's a bit of a standoff, or has been for a while. A lot of tier one banking won't touch gambling, and a lot of it goes via EMIs and tech partners. So that won't always be the case. With all these countries regulating, I think we'll see a softening from regulators and onboarding teams and compliance teams. But so having the right people in place to make good arguments was a good one. So we've got our MLRO is from 212 Trading, huge company. So she's very knowledgeable, and just recruiting, post COVID. We've got quite a global team. As I said, we've got people in Malta, Athens, Barcelona. So that was a bit of a challenge personally because I'm based in London. So we've got developers in Thailand. So a lot of late nights between banks in the US, and so that was a challenge. And then the last and not least was we made the decision to build our own platform. So we didn't want to be reliant on any third parties. And as you can imagine, having the keys to a bank comes with its own, proper due diligence and things must be done. So we built that from scratch. So I think we were saying just before on air, I'm not techie at all, and it goes above my station. But it's been a 4-month build. It's still ironing out creaks now, and I'm sure we will continue to do that. So they were the big things for us to get live.
All right, so that's quite a story for a start.
Yeah. I mean, you don't do things by halves, right? You can't be half pregnant with a banking platform. So
exactly,
you've got to be all singing, all dancing from the world go. Unfortunately, all the way in.
So how did you approach to building a banking company? I want to ask, the approach of building a banking company differ from a traditional methods, and what innovative strategies did you guys employ to stand out in the market? Because there are plenty of platforms.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was born out of a place of trying to service our own clients. So both Mark and I, my partner, before we had this platform, we were sort of brokering deals between different technologies and financial or PSPs, for instance. And we didn't see anything on the marketplace that kind of served our specific needs, and all the global needs of our clients, really. So I think that we're standing the need for more functionality around holding fiat balances, so normal money, and cryptocurrency. Principally at Delos, where we like to think we've sort of merged the two is obviously through proper regulation. We've got 2 crypto licenses. You can, through one portal, upload one lot of KYC, open multiple bank accounts at multiple different banks, and then you can also hold your crypto balances there. So in one nice and easy back office, you can see your euro, GBP, dollar exposure, and also, as you know, a lot of the iGaming industry is driven by the use of stable coins and USDT. You can hold ERC, TR220, and then you can off-ramp them yourselves so that they can switch between fiat and crypto. And really, we saw the need for redundancy, which I think all gaming companies will know, unfortunately, because we never know when the underlying banks that support these transactions are gonna. An FTX happens, no one wants anything to do with crypto. So the risk appetites at these banks change all the time. So to be able to offer redundancy in our own platform we're constantly working on new banking relationships. And that really was our sort of go-to-market strategy, which would differentiate ourselves really. Because most EMIs are reliant on 3 to 4 maybe corresponding banks. We're trying to get to 20 really quickly to make sure that we can kind of cope with, I say all flows, most flows, 99% of flows from gambling companies. So yeah, that's what we wanted to build, and we have done, thankfully.
All right. So maybe can you describe some a critical point in the process of building your banking company and some of the unique solution or insight that help you address it?
Yeah, so it was really marrying up the regulatory nuance of what I just described. So being able to hold segregated fiat balances and have, properly custodied wallets, and then on top of that to have, best in class reg tech to make sure that KYC is done properly. So there's some very good companies out there, some of which we are working with, who screen clients. It can be AI's come on a really quite significantly in terms of picking out KYC. So we to the point now that if you have quite a simple company structure, we can actually onboard clients in 15 minutes. So you can have an IBAN issued in 15 minutes. Such is the level of that reg tech that's coming on. So it was just making sure that at all points in the journey, our clients' funds are, there's proper transaction monitoring going on. We're compliant. We've got a clear KYC trail, and it's helping our clients navigate that tricky space, I think, and making sure it all marries up to our corresponding banking partners' needs as well.
All right. So since we're talking about iGaming and in the realm of iGaming, which payment methods have you observed to be most popular among the users? And how has this influenced the services your banking company offers? Has it has a good impact on it, or has it given you new ideas?
Yeah, I mean, I think the people are chasing this sort of 100% acceptance, right? So the more money you can get into the system, the better it is for all parties. So have things, the net is always tightening on the grayer markets where people are probably doing transactions where they shouldn't. But we see with the coming of crypto and open banking that there's transparency there. For things like safer gambling, where you can check a person's eligibility via their open banking, and it's good for the whole industry. Cryptocurrency will play more of a part. I think a lot of our market exists on stable coins. A lot of the sort of settlement can exist on stable coins, and because it is global, you can really see the appeal. You don't need those corresponding banking relationships. You can be settled instantly, and for big companies and their cash flow, it's great. So I think crypto and open banking are certainly where this industry's headed. I think it just brings peace of mind for everyone, and the ability to have better products and higher acceptance. Why that's important is the transparency thing. So we've built that into our system. We've got DLT in there, and I just think the only problem I see with open banking crypto, which I have a few friends in open banking companies, is a few big companies have kind of killed the market early on. So because they had really good products, and it's very rare that I get asked for it, but everyone seems to have it. And they went very tight on pricing early on, and or they have really good sales and marketing teams. So it doesn't have like the same appeal that you say a Visa, MasterCard first time deposit seems to have, because so crypto processors or open banking processors have done a really good job of cornering the market with a well-priced product. So it's just interesting to see where that will lead, I think.
All right, it's very interesting because many companies bring innovation, and you mentioned that there are few players that started out earlier and then captured the market, but that can change. So we've seen
It
that
certainly
before.
can.
So
Yeah.
all right. So how has the rise of open banking impacted your strategy and operations, and particularly in relations to catering to the iGaming industry? I don't know if you're catering to other industries as well.
No, we absolutely are. Because of the kind of more vanilla low risk flow that we're building, we're able to service some high risk clients as well. So most banks will want you to have a blend of this traffic. So we're very conscious of that in building it. It just so happens that we've got a lot of contacts in iGaming, but in building digital institutional banking, I think having products like open banking where they're API driven, you've got clarity on instant clarity on players, better enhanced security. It's more secure. That real-time monitoring and transaction stuff is going to be great. It can only mean for a safer, better player environment, right? More personalized checks. I sound like a bit advocate for open banking, which I think some of my friends will laugh at. But I think that's it. I think.
All right. So based on your experience and the current trends we're seeing, what predictions can you make about the future of banking in relation to the iGaming industry, a high risk industry for the banking sphere, and how is your company preparing to these challenges?
I think what seems exciting is the chance for a more collaborative approach with tier one banking. That's always been kind of a bit. If we're still talking about the iGaming sector, there's always been a bit of a standoff between tier one banking and even the tier one operators. So a more collaborative approach as we prove out these models, as banks get more comfortable with, say, crypto flows and the source of funds, then it's an exciting chapter, I think, for the whole industry, because there'll be more transactions, there'll be more recorded transactions on the blockchain, things like that, that'll all be increased transparency. Even though we're a humble EMI and we can't issue credit, we're having some very interesting conversations around some particular, cryptocurrencies that produce a yield. So sort of the base currency of crypto is USDT or USDC, and we've got some, obviously, the business model of Circle, but there are some new players in the market where essentially your money is kept on deposit at tier one banks, which is the safest form of interest-bearing products. And so I know for a lot of our customers, and indeed the people that we're launching with, if they got to park a lot of their crypto balances in something that yielded 4.5% and have that backed by real-world assets, it's redeemable in real time, everything is properly regulated, and you're dealing with tier one banks, it's very, very exciting for us, and we're sort of leading that charge as well. So hopefully in the next couple of months we could potentially have another chat about that product, but that's almost there. So I think in terms of moving forward, it's that more collaborative approach between regulators, banks, and iGaming, because it needs it, basically. All
right, so you are pretty excited.
Very excited, because we have a lot of that functionality in mind, but the great thing about our industry is people move very quickly, so we shall soon find out if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, right. All right, so any closing words for our audience, or maybe you would like to shout out to your friends who got started in the iGaming industry earlier?
Thank you to Brian Blake at Exopay, but also my partner Mark, who's done a great job in building this platform, and we're very excited we'll be at some conferences to talk to you about it. All
right, so then I'm wishing you happy holidays, because it's the holiday season already, and wishing you guys all the best. May we have more news about you guys in the future. Absolutely. Like I said, when we have this interest-bearing product, I'll reach out and let you know. Yeah, we will catch up, and our audience will definitely want to hear more. So thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you. We will be back again next week with more stuff. So take good care.
And that's a wrap for this section of Hipther Talks. Thank you for being a part of our journey today. Don't forget to tune in next week for more insights and discussions. Stay connected with us on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and more. Until then, keep exploring and keep growing. We'll see you next time.